This is Cathy and Lynn. Lynn's driving. Hey Lynn, say hi.
Hi.
And we are on our way back from Vacaville, California. We're on the 5 freeway heading home, and we just had an awesome time with Graham Cooke and Kris Vallotton and Dano, Party Prophet. Love him. And so Lynn, what'd you think of Graham?
I liked him. I liked his red socks.
Graham Cooke wore red socks on the stage.
And then he wore orange socks. And then he wore baby blue socks.
I know. And
he likes color.
You know, you said it, and I agree that once you saw his red socks, you really liked him.
Yeah, I figured anybody who wore red socks on the stage had to have a sense of humor and be kind of kooky.
I love
He's my kind of prophet.
I know. The red sock prophet. I love it. I love that. And he was awesome. He had so many profound things to say.
Yeah, he did. I just decided to get the CD.
I know, it was like too much. He'd have a little line, a comment that was just so profound. I just sort of have to stop and go, I'm never going to retain this. I got to get the CDs.
Right, I did. I ordered the CDs.
I ordered the CDs.
Because it requires looking at a little bit more depth. But I tell you one thing I really did like a lot is I liked when he said that the prophetic should make you happy. Should leave the person feeling better.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, that sounds good.
You know,
rather than slimed or having to like get ministry to get washed off. But no, he just said, prophetic people, the prophetic should make people happy.
Yeah.
It should be good news.
You're talking about like encouragement.
Yes.
Yeah. Like the prophetic should encourage people.
Right.
Yeah.
And I liked when he said that the prophetic sort of undoes the enemy's destruction.
Yeah, that was like my favorite part at the end. When he was like, prophecy should destroy the works of the devil.
Yeah.
I hate the devil.
Yeah, and he said it was important to hate the devil.
I know.
And I agreed with that too.
I love that you can tell the devil to go to hell. I do. I love it. I want to destroy the works of the devil. And you should want to.
Yeah.
Like it's okay to want to go and fight.
Right.
Which I thought was awesome.
Yeah. And that's another thing I really liked what he said about the prophetic is that the prophetic is a weapon to destroy the enemy.
I loved that.
And what the enemy's done in people's lives.
That's right. And I love that. Don't you want to do that? Don't you want your prophetic words and the prophecies you receive to sort of dismantle everything the enemy's done in your life? I mean, that would just be so awesome.
Right. Take the handcuffs off.
Yeah, take the handcuffs off.
Bring down the brick walls. Get them out of prison.
Pull up the weeds and plant something beautiful.
Yeah, that was another thing he said.
That was awesome.
I like that.
What'd you think about Kris?
I always love Kris.
I loved what he said about the epic seasons and the shift. Like going from an Isaiah, Elijah to the Daniel.
Yeah.
And that whole thing about the shift on that. And I also loved what he said about, being wise as a serpent, how the Lord spoke to him and said, wise as a serpent, gentle as a dove. You've figured out the gentle as a dove, but you don't know the wise as a serpent.
Right.
Well, learn the serpent's ways. Learn how serpents operate so you can undermine his strategies. I thought that was interesting.
Yes, I like that too.
So I so enjoy Kris too.
Yeah. And he's got the greatest stories.
I know.
He has such a big view of what God can do in a person's life.
Yeah.
That he shakes off my dullness. When I listen to him, I start believing, wow, maybe God could use me in a great way. Or
you start. I get done with Kris and I want to take a city.
Yeah.
I want to take Southern California for Christ.
I'm thinking about my region.
I'm like, give me a nation, God. When Kris is done with you, you just want to take over.
Right.
know, it's so awesome. And then I love Dano because Dano's like scientific. Like
Yes.
like he makes you think. He's like, well, of course you're going to get slain in the spirit. That's this. That's gravity. That's this. That's it. He like takes the natural things and the prophetic and pulls it all together. And you're like,
he surprised me a lot because I thought. Well,
thought you had heard everything.
I thought I'd heard everything, which is stupid, I know. But
I've heard everything you have to say, Dan. I'm done with you. Not that God can give you any new revelation.
No, it was really amazing what he had to say, though, about
the senses.
The senses. Okay, you talk about the 5 senses,
your
the way you hear
senses,
God.
Yeah.
But then he had these 5 senses that
were so bizarre.
Were so true, though. I'd experienced them.
I know.
I'd experienced God and hearing God in those ways, but never articulated it.
You got to give these guys one. Give them one of the,
Oh, okay.
One of the 10 senses.
I like the one where it was like experiencing equilibrium perception. Something about, when God comes on you, you kind of lose your equilibrium. You might lose your balance.
Right.
You might begin to sway or even fall down. I thought I could relate to that one.
Because you